Thank you for tuning in. Just want to make sure everything is good to go, volumes, so on and so forth. Looks like we're good on Facebook. Okay, let's get to it. This is Joey Rocket. This is the Puerto Rico coronavirus live stream. Hoping to do it daily. We'll see. For now, just going to roll with the flow. And yeah, so let's get to the welcome screen here. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Major Dream. Welcome, Arlene. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. We got some breaking news, so I'm gonna try my best to. So if you haven't seen one of these yet, the goal is to get the news out first, right? So people that are in a rush can just tune in, check out the news, and then go on about their life. And for people that have more time on the hands, which a lot of people unfortunately do right now, they can stay, hang out, and then, I'm going to go into different things. Viewer feedback. Today is going to end on a lighter note than a couple of my past episodes have ended on. Welcome, Tanya. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to go with some memes at the end. I've decided to, share some of them because, I want to end this on a lighter note. I don't want this to be all grim and, dreadful. So that's how we're going to end this stream, but it's going to be most important news right at the beginning, and then it's going to kind of ease into more along, ending off on a lighter note, probably mixed in with whatever breaking news. And to anybody who's watching this live, do me a favor, if there is any breaking news, please share it so I can share it with everyone else, and then the other viewers know what's going on, as well as whoever watches the video after the fact. Okay, so again, I'm going to start off with this image that you're looking at here. Okay, the reason why I'm using this image is because this is the first time I did a snapshot of the map prior to major breakouts. Okay, so obviously this is self-explanatory, right? Not a major deal. Okay, and then this is what we're looking at now. Okay, so big difference. Actually, what I'm going to do is do a switch. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. So you can see the difference. Obviously, very big difference. A lot's happened. The virus is spreading very fast. Another thing I'd like to add is this is not intended to scare people. If you're scared easily, don't watch. Stop now, turn it off. If you're annoyed, if you're triggered by facts, turn it off. I will do my best to not give too many opinions until towards the end. And also be patient with me. It's been a while since I did the live streaming. I had to relearn a lot of software, and it's been a nightmare trying to relearn everything and get everything the way you see on the screen, the way it is. And so, I'll get on with the news right now. Hold on one second. Is it working? Okay. I'm going to be about 40 minutes. Okay. So I'll get to the news, and what I'm going to do in regard to Puerto Rico news, I'm going to go straight to David Begnaud on Twitter, because he's just doing a great job covering it, and there's no reason for me to bounce around to 20 different articles and 20 different Facebook page and Instagram pages and Twitter pages. So I will jump right to his. Let's see here. Actually, I'm going to need to bear with me a moment. And please let me know if the stream is going slow, if it's not looking good, if it's audio is not good. Please, if it's too loud, too low, please let me know. It looks like I'm peaking a little bit on the audio, so I'm going to drop the audio down just a little bit. This is the crypto channel, so I do want to talk a little bit about crypto. Crypto is blowing up right now. I don't know if blowing up is the right word, but it's doing well. I'm getting a lot of alerts that coins are on the rise, so that's a good thing. That probably has to do with something with the Fed. Luke Stokes over here. I like this guy. Luke's cool. So let me get to David Begnaw's page real quick. Sorry about that. I did not have David's pulled up. I have a ridiculous amount of thumbnails open. Not thumbnails, but actually I'm going to drag it down so I can show you the work I've been doing to get a nice presentation together for you. Okay, so I'm going to drag this down, and you should be able to see. Yeah, see all the tabs? It goes on. There's more than that too. But anyway, okay, so yeah, if you like this, if you enjoy this, please let me know. Please give feedback. Please share, because this takes a long time to do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do them every day. It is very time consuming. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of annoyance, a lot of tabs, a lot of time. It took me like 3 hours today to get this stream ready. So anyway, moving on. Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to go back on David's timeline, okay, down to about 12 hours or so. Let's see, maybe a little bit more. Just got another tweet from David. Okay, so okay, I am going to basically just read you off what's on David's timeline. And if you're just in a rush and you want some quick info, just stop the stream, go to David's timeline on Puerto Rico, and you'll get more information. All right, I'm going to go into further things, but I want to do my best at providing value and letting people know, like, if you just want information real quick, this might not be the stream. So go to David Begnaw. I have no problem turning people away because I don't want to hold people up, right? But anyway, okay, so we have the 5th case of the coronavirus here on the island. A 65-year-old woman who traveled to New York and was treated at a health center in Mayagüez, and the test was performed by laboratory of Department of Health. Okay, cool. The stream or the chat looks like it's starting to work on the right-hand side, but unfortunately, it's not picking up much. Actually, no, it's picking up what it's supposed to, I guess. Okay, so all right. So obviously that sucks. All right, we went from 3 to 5, and it's just going to keep going much more. But let me just try to stick to the facts. New York's governor asked private businesses to aggressively consider voluntarily closing and allow employees to work from home. Also, the governor said that he would do it as mandatory if he had to, but he's trying to avoid that. That's for New York. But yeah, I want to try to stick to Puerto Rico news. Okay, so despite positive COVID-19 tests from a passenger who had disembarked days earlier, thousands of people were allowed to leave cruise ships in Miami. Now, the reason why this is important for us is because there were 3 ships supposedly. They were supposed to dock here in Puerto Rico and then run around in Viejo San Juan and do their thing, do their shopping, do their exploring, which, I don't hate them, but I do. Let me leave opinions aside for now. Okay, so let's see, Puerto Rico. The governor of Puerto Rico just used the emergency alert system to alert everybody with a cell phone that curfew goes into effect from 9 to 5. Now, I did receive that today. It was annoying. Just as it's always annoying when that alarm goes off, right? It's no fun. But yeah, so we got that alert on our phone, on the iPhone, just rant, whatever. And so now we have to, be aware of that. I think that situation might have escalated even further. I'll get to that in a moment as I scroll up David's timeline. So I'm not going to talk about the New York stuff. I want to try to strictly Puerto Rico news first, because I am in Puerto Rico, and this is a Puerto Rico vlog, all right? So let me see. Okay, so other than that, as far as Puerto Rico news, schools are closed. Actually, let me see here. There was... All right, so there is the curfew, but I think they even... taking it a step further as far as no big no big organizations, no what's going on. Welcome, Chris. Welcome, Chris. No gatherings, that kind of thing. I'm gonna do a refresh real quick, just so that way I make sure I try to get out any of the Puerto Rico news. Let me see if I could think of anything off the top of my head right now that is going on. Schools are closed. I see a doctor in Puerto Rico is offering to telemedicine through Twitter for anyone who has symptoms, cough, fever, respiratory distress. If you can't get to your doctor, you can direct message him on Twitter. That's pretty awesome. Carlos Mellado Lopez. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is what I was interested in showing. So Puerto Rico's governor became the first governor in comparison to mainland governors to issue a round-the-clock lockdown and shutdown of business and daily life on the island until the end of the month. Here is a government official reading the executive order for everyone to understand. So things have escalated, plain and simple. I appreciate you joining the stream, Mr. Can. Thank you, sir. Always good to have you around, man. Always good to communicate with you. I got my Puerto Rico adult beverage. Where's the camera? There it is. Got my adult beverage in my coffee cup. Because doing these live streams, it's tricky. I'm not gonna lie. And have a little adult beverage helps loosen up a little bit, and not care about the fact that, you know, I haven't shaved properly and my screen doesn't look right and there's mistakes. So anyway, I'm going to try my best to keep this on a lighter note because it's getting wacky, it's getting weird, it's getting annoying, it's getting tedious, it's getting stressful, it's getting a lot of things, right? So I don't want people to tune into my streams and be stressed. I don't want to make them more stressed, but at the same time, I do want to share the news to people that might not want to sit in front of a, TV, a traditional television, looking at, the typical mainstream media, which, plain and simple, we don't trust nowadays, and there's a reason we don't trust them. On every side of the aisle, we don't trust them because they lie, they exaggerate. All they care about is clicks. I don't. Of course, I want viewers, but I'm not trying to put commercials on in between these or any of that stuff. I'm doing this for free no matter what. Of course, it would be nice to get donations at some point if it was valuable enough. But no matter what, these are going to be for free. I'm not going to, try to monetize it. Maybe YouTube ads. Maybe. That's a possibility. I do got to earn a living, so maybe YouTube ads for any of the YouTube viewers. That might be a possibility. But anyway, okay, so now I'm going to move on to real quick. All right, now we're going to move on to world news. So if you're done, if you only wanted some Puerto Rico news, then, shut me off. But okay, so going back. Oh, another thing, I don't see it here, but the 3 cruises have been diverted from what I understand. There were 3 cruises that were supposed to dock here in Puerto Rico, and they were told that, what's going on, Evan? Welcome to the stream, sir. Much appreciated. The 3 cruises, the 3 cruise ships were told that they would need to wait for 2 days and until the National Guard came in order to properly screen them, so on and so forth. I don't know the exact lingo, but I think you get the idea. And now those cruise ships have all diverted, quote unquote diverted. So good. I'm happy. I don't want no damn cruise ship showing up anymore. For the businesses that are open or whatever, I don't want. I mean, the cruise ships have already been proven to spread this like a wildfire, right? So why would anybody in their right mind want cruise ships coming, other than businesses and business owners and people that need to make income, which I totally understand, and I'm very, very empathetic towards. It's going to be hard for a lot of us. It's going to be hard for me. It's going to, plain and simple. So I have empathy towards them, but at the same time, I don't want a bunch of people coming running around, giving their credit card to our our fine retail establishments and waitresses and waiters and transferring cash. I just don't want that. So I'm happy with the whole cruise ship debacle and situation. Okay, so now moving on to more worldly news. Italy. Italy's doing rough. Italy had like 300 and something deaths today. Okay, so now this has kind of been my position from towards the beginning. When I say towards the beginning, meaning watching what happened in China. All right, watching what happened in China is what got me here right now, stocked full of food, ready to lock my door for 2 months, is because of China. Right, what happens in one country with a virus can happen in another. So anyway, yeah, Italy's real banged up right now, and they've had 300 and something deaths. Can you imagine? Like, I'm going to show you a little article later on, but can you just imagine that? Can you imagine in your city, in your town, let's say on the low end, in a small town, 20 people or know of, family member knows them, dies, right? And I'm only saying 20 because it probably was spread out in different towns, so I'm just kind of lowballing it. But imagine 300 and something people dying in your area. And Italy's not, it's not massive. It's not the size of the United States. It's not as spread out as we are. So it's kind of a big deal, right? That's a lot of grandmothers. That's a lot of grandfathers. That's a lot of aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, teachers, whatever, professors, you name it. So it's they set a record today. They set another record a couple days ago, and I am not surprised. And this is going to probably happen, in other places, unfortunately. I would love to be wrong, of course. Chris Can says exponential spread. Exponential math is very hard to grasp. It is very hard to grasp. It's hard to fathom. It's tough to understand. It's crazy math, I'll read off Chris's comment real quick. So he says exponential math is very hard to grasp. Every person with COV, with coronavirus, infects approximately 2 people, some less, some more. The infection rate doubles every 6 days. That means if 50,000 people have the virus today, then in 6 days, 100,000 people will have it. In another 12 days, it's 400,000. And less than 2 weeks later, it's over 1 million people. We have 300 million people in the U.S. The experts expect that 40 to 70% of the people will be infected. Exponential growth does not take that long to get to the scary height numbers. Every 6 days, we delay, the number of infection doubles. Exactly. Well said, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for taking part in the live stream, because every comment and every insightful bit of information you guys all share, I will also try my best to share it back. And it looks like my volume is spiking, so sorry about that. But I will do my best to share it back, so that way, we're all informed. And so let's move on a little bit to other news. Okay, so I really feel bad for Italy right now. And one of the things why Italy sticks with me a lot is because I feel as though we could become the next Italy. All right. Reason being is because Italy has a very older population, and so does Puerto Rico. Okay. Our population here is a lot of young people left, period. Right. A lot of young people left over the last 10 years. So now we're looking at an aging population, which means they're more inept to catch this and to pass away or to get deathly ill, sick, So, all right, moving on. I already talked about the 5th case. New York's governor, I already talked about that. This is just a quick update. There was 2 hospital workers. And the reason why I wanted to stop at this one is because, I have friends in the industry, and I have nothing but, thanks for what they're doing. I've always been thankful towards healers. I call them healers. Maybe I don't say it to every one of their faces, right? But I have in the past many times said, oh, you're a healer, like, thank you, because they, on their normal basis, they might not be living in wild conditions, and extreme situations. But when things hit the fan, our first responders, the nurses, the doctors, they are putting themselves at risk to heal our population, and for that they deserve amazing kudos and love and empathy and respect, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, 2 doctors have caught the virus. One in Washington and a 7-year-old doctor from New Jersey. Okay, so all right, let's get to any other news real quick. Ohio's governor to order all bars and restaurants in the state to begin closing at 9 p.m. That's going to change, in my opinion. Okay, that 9 p.m. stuff and the limit crowds to 100 people stuff, it's all going to change. All right, we're in the opinion section of the video, and so I have no problem saying, yeah, that's going to change, in my opinion. The whole 9 p.m. stuff, and it's going to change. Breaking news. Let me see now. Now at JFK Airport, current scene at JFK Airport, people in line being told not to take pictures, no photo credit necessary, please. So yeah, it's chaos right now at the airport, and I don't know. There's still time for some people, right? For some people, there's still time to do certain things. And so if you're hesitating at this point, I just want to say, please don't. I'm going to keep my judging to a minimum, but I'm just going to say, please don't. Okay, so, in regard to traveling, in regard to going out to grocery stores or going out to the bars and maintaining life, and I'm not going to let it hold me down and all that BS, in my opinion, BS, yeah, all that's going to stop, because it's like, sure, okay, yeah, I get it. We all want to go out and live our life and not let it hold us down and all that. But, there comes a point where, especially to young people, anybody in the 20s, 30s, obviously younger too, but 30s, 40s, even 50s, we're basically carriers of this disease. We're just like little carriers that walk around and then give money to old people, shake old people's hand, give old people a kiss on the cheek, and we give it to them and we pass it to them. And the reason why I'm saying it like this is because most of us are going to be fine. Most of us younger people, we're going to be okay. We might get the sniffles. We might not even get the sniffles. We might get a couple little heat flashes or something, and then we'll be fine and think everything is gravy. But then we go see our grandmother or our grandfather or aunt or uncle, or we go to the bodega and we buy something, and we give cash, and next thing you know, the little old lady, the awesome little old lady that you love so much at the bodega, has now caught your virus, because it doesn't really affect you, so you're not sure you have it, but then it affects her in a whole different way. Okay, so that's my opinion on that. Okay, let me see. New York governor says there are 60 patients in intensive care. Quote, I only have 600 available intensive care beds in the state of New York. The governor is calling on the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to expand hospitals. So we're now getting to the point where the problem lays, right? It's not that this thing is going to kill everybody on Earth. It's that this thing is going to create bottlenecks. It's going to disrupt situations. Would you like your grandmother to not be able to get treated because some younger pup ahead of her has a better chance of survival? No, you wouldn't. You probably want Grams to be able to go on in, sit in her, in her intensive care unit, get taken care of, get all the necessary equipment, and that's the problem. That's the stuff that I think people aren't thinking about. They're not considering the ramifications of this. And people are like, oh, there's only 5,000 dead so far. Those are people's grandmothers, man. It's all fun and games until grandma's dead, right? It's all fun and games until Uncle Freddie is freaking, hasn't been treated, and the family's irate because he was still, breathing, but he hasn't been treated because his chances of survival were this big compared to little Johnny over here, that's, well, I shouldn't say little, but Johnny, which is 40, right, has a better chance of survival. So that's where shit gets real, that people aren't considering. They're not considering the ramifications of all of this. And hey, to each his own. If you hate this, so be it. If you're not interested, cool. I fear for my son who is immune compromised. How do you mean immune compromised? I'm not sure what that means. He's immune compromised. Yeah, can you just share a little bit more on that, Chris? I don't understand what that means. So let's see what else. Illinois orders all restaurants, bars closed statewide until the end of the month. Everybody's putting the end of the month on this, which I guess makes sense, but I personally think we're going to need more time. It's all about time. We're all going to need to buy time, right? And what that means is, and sorry if anybody on YouTube has said anything. Oh, Shelly, yes, so sorry, Shelly. Apologies. So those cruise ships didn't get to dock in your hood. No, they did not, and thank you for the comment. 22 cases in CT, schools already closed. Okay, interesting. China sent 9 medical experts and 30 tons of supplies to Italy to help them out. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not really a big fan of China, to be honest, and their government, but I do think that's cool, Who can say that's a bad thing, right? Nobody. So kudos to them, and I do hope that we also do our best, we as a country do our best to, share what we can share and help who we can help. Sorry if I missed anybody else's comments. I've been kind of focused on the Facebook comments. But okay, I got to move it along here. I'm giving too much opinion right now. Oh yeah, the Fed put rates to 0. Okay, so that's definitely going to change a lot of things. Now's a great time to refinance homes and refinance debt and things like that. So yeah, that's crazy, and the cryptocurrency market is responding to that, possibly responding to that as well. Let's see what else. New York City. Okay, so which is interesting. The governor of New York City, Cuomo, I believe it's Cuomo, decided that he did not want to close schools. He was trying to avoid it, but now he's closing schools. So starting tomorrow through April 20th. Damn, wow. So he went way beyond the normal end of the month kind of thing that most people are doing right now. So, okay, what else we got? President Trump said a short time ago that coronavirus is a very contagious virus, but it's something we have tremendous control of. Yeah, of course. I mean, whatever, yeah. I mean, every country thought they had control over it, right? Every single place. That's nothing new. That's nothing surprising. Let's see. Okay, so just now from Dr. Anthony Fauci, the worst is yet ahead of us. Yeah, I agree with that. It's how we respond to the challenge that is going to determine what the end point is going to be. 100% agreed. It's all about stopping the connection between person to person. That's what it's about. Buying time. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Mr. Nash, to the stream. Our son doesn't make IgG antibodies to fight viruses and infections. Okay, yeah. So that's a great example of it's not only the older people that we need to fear. And thank you for sharing, Chris. What's going on? Welcome, Mr. Zyman. He also has an autoinflammatory disease that causes something storms from viruses. This is life-threatening if he gets a virus like this. Immunologists pulled him and the kids out of school and self-contained them. Wow. Well, wishing the best for you, Chris, and thank you for sharing your story, man. Very much appreciated, and wishing the best for you and your family, bro. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so this is what I seen earlier. I got an alert from. This is what JFK looks like right now. Can you imagine being in JFK right now around this? No, thank you. No, thank you. No. How about no? Traveling, not smart right now, unless you just don't care. But, okay, so moving on. Okay, now I'm going to get to some of the other news. I'm going to skim through it pretty quickly. I'm going to try to because I don't want the stream to be 2 hours. All right, so moving on. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, yeah. So this is interesting. Trump is considering interstate travel ban tonight to fight coronavirus. I'm all for it. It's easy for me to say though because I work from home. So I want to show empathy towards those that this will affect, but at the same time, we cannot have 100 people going into emergency rooms at once, all infected. We just can't. The math shows that that is not a good thing. If 100 people break their leg, what's going to happen? The hospital is going to be screwed, right? You can't rely on you can only rely on government so much. All right, so it's not a good thing, not a good thing at all. So I'm all for the travel bans, maybe with some exceptions. Okay, I already talked about the schools. Okay, this is interesting. This is France right now. My prima's in France. My cousin is in France, so I'm constantly worried about what's going on with her. Everything was business as usual, quote unquote, 3 days ago, and now this is what it looks like. They're closing restaurants, bars. The only thing that stays open right now in France and Italy and in Spain, as far as I understand, is grocery stores, pharmacies, and maybe one other thing. Okay, I already talked about the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates to zero. This is an interesting story for any of you who have prior knowledge and done research on the Spanish flu. This is not the same. I'm not trying to say this is the same, but there are similarities, right? And so, as you can read, both St. Louis and Philadelphia put similar measures in place, such as banning large gatherings during the flu outbreak. St. Louis put a ban in place 48 hours after the first case. Philly put the ban in place 2 weeks after. All right, so St. Louis ended up with 1/8 of the amount of cases compared to Philadelphia. That was a mess. If you have a weak stomach, don't go look at Spanish flu videos because it was a mess. I mean, there were literally people sleeping in the same area as bodies. As soon as the body would die, as soon as the person would die, they would literally roll them off a cot and put the warm body on the cot. They were piling up in alleyways. It was insane. Definitely not saying that this is going to happen here. Not at all. Just saying it was wild. So Apple closes all stores around the world. Not surprised. They closed all stores in China while China was, on the way up to the peak. So yeah, this is not a surprise. This obviously sucked for a lot of people. I need Apple support soon too. But okay, yeah, Spain, they're using drones to check the streets for anyone ignoring Spanish orders to stay home during the coronavirus outbreak. Speaking of drones, yo, what's going on, Chappie? Welcome, sir. What's going on, Sarah? Welcome. Speaking of drones, real quick, Julia says, NM schools closed for 3 weeks starting tomorrow. Thank you for chiming in, Julia. I'm assuming you're talking about New Mexico. I have family in New Mexico. I'm wishing the best for them out there, and you as well if you're out there. But yeah, so speaking of drones, I'll play this while I'm try to, let's see. Okay, volume is off, so bear with me a moment. I think I might need to make a quick adjustment. There's so many little adjustments and things to do during these streams. It's annoying. But, okay, here we go. Okay, so, yeah, this. I'm not surprised at this at all, because this happened in China. Still not getting audio.
Por favor, las autoridades sanitarias aconsejan que vuelvan a sus domicilios y abandonen los parques. Muchas gracias.
Por favor, abandonen el parque. Las autoridades sanitarias aconsejan que vuelvan a sus domicilios. Muchas gracias.
I can see it playing, so let me know if you hear the audio. I just can't hear any audio right now. But yeah, obviously this is the one. I think that was a quick video clip from the one in China. But yeah, that's something we can expect. I don't know if we can expect drones flying around in Puerto Rico other than my own, because I probably will fly my drone at some point, just to kind of scope out the area, see what's going on. This is interesting. All right, so we're starting to get in the lighter side of the news. So for anybody who's stuck with it through, till now, things are going to get a lot more relaxed. And so, yeah, I'm going to sit back and enjoy my beverage. So basically, people are rushing to get pot. Actually, I can scroll down and show you. This is in the Netherlands. I can scroll down and show you some of the memes and the images, like other people's images of the lines of people trying to get their herb. What's going on, Mr. Chappy Chap? Good to see you, man. I hope all is well in life, bro. So yeah, people trying to get their herb and lining up. They should have got it a while ago. Let's see what's next. What's next? Okay, this is an interesting video. And let me know if you can hear the audio from these videos that I'm playing. Because I, for some reason, can't right now. Doing these productions is a pain in the butt. But yeah, so obviously, this is what it looked like on a normal day. And then this is what it looks like now. So, not cool. But actually, it kind of is cool, because I think people staying in is better off. Welcome, Joel. Welcome, Joel. I'm trying to get my audio situation right, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. So anyway, let me move on. Close this. So moving on to the lighter stuff. What do we got here? Okay, this is Midtown Manhattan. Midtown Manhattan's a ghost town right now. Not surprised. This is also what Paris looks like. Let's see. Next bit of information. Los Angeles. All right, so this is not in the right place, but Los Angeles. 16 confirmed cases in Los Angeles County. Not surprised, Again, not the end of the world. This stuff is not the end of the world, right? It's something we need to know about. Okay, so the lighter stuff is down a little bit. These couple next clips are just silly, ridiculous. This is what's going on in the world right now. What up, Craig? Welcome, sir. Welcome. They were talking about shutting down Coast Guard to disinfect. Wow, thank you for sharing. My father works at the Coast Guard, stepfather. So that's interesting. I hope everything's gonna be okay. One per person. But yeah, I mean, this is what's going on in the world. People are freaking out, getting toilet paper. The whole toilet paper thing. I totally get the memes. I get the jokes. And like I mentioned earlier, aside from the people that are going, like little store owners, little bodega owners, little small stores where they normally shop at Costco or whatever, and they get their supplies from. Aside from them, okay, so aside from them, and then aside from the price gougers, the ones that are selling these items on Craigslist and eBay, I can understand the average person getting extra for sure. Because if you think about it, most people only get one grocery cycle's worth of toilet paper and other things as well, hand sanitizer. All right, they get one shopping cycle's worth. All right, so now you have government telling you schools are going to be closed for, everything's going shut down. You have these regular, everyday, normal people thinking, okay, well, normally I grab one. Like, let me grab 2 or 3 now. One per person. Another update from David. I'll check that out. But yeah, for the most part, I love the memes about the toilet paper. I think they're awesome. I think they make a lot of sense. Because, yeah, there are some people that are not price gougers, and they're not, going to sell them in their small business. There are some people that don't fit that category that are just ridiculous and ignorant. And, you don't need 5 for the next one. But, who knows? I mean, what if? what if, you know, also something I mentioned is I think people with the biggest imagination, some of the people with the biggest imagination are the ones that are buying extra toilet paper. Because they have, like I have a vivid imagination. When somebody says certain things and talk about certain things while I'm eating, I'm like, nope, let's not do that because I can see it vividly in my mind, right? So I don't want to do that. I have a great imagination. So I can imagine running out of toilet paper and what would happen next. And that's not a good image in my brain. Some people's imagination, they have the more I can't mentality. I can't even think about it, you know? Like, I can think about it. I have no choice. It just comes, and I think about it, and I visualize it, and it drives me crazy. They were talking about shutting down, oh, I already read that. Grand Central. Oh, okay, apologies. Yeah, I read that in reverse because I'm dyslexic. Okay, so anyway, yeah, alright, let's get to some of the
one per person,
down so I can get back on with life. Okay, yeah, this is just going to show some empty shelves. Obviously, there are empty shelves all over the place. Now, for people that don't have empty shelves, don't think that's going to last. Like, it's not. And this does not fit here. Sorry, I should have done better organizing. This is going to paint a picture. This, okay. The lighter stuff is coming soon. But this is one of the last things that I think really helps people understand the gravity of the situation.
One per person.
What up, Mr. Tad? Alright, so this is one clip I'm going to show you that helps explain the gravity of the situation. Alright, and it will help you maybe get a little mental picture of what it could be like in your hood. I can't hear anything. What's playing right now. But, long story short, he's looking at the obituary odds. Like there's 2 pages, and that goes back, I don't know, I forgot the date. Right? Obituary pages in Italy. So now this is March 13th obituary pages. Okay? These are obituary pages. Watch how long it takes. Absolutely ridiculous. What up, Mr. Rivera? Mrs. Rivera? Welcome to the stream.
One per person.
That's a lot of dead people. That's a lot of dead people. And that's a lot of people's uncles, a lot of people's mothers, fathers, friends, you know. So anyway, alright, we gotta get this onto a lighter note. So we're gonna move on to some of the memes.
One per person.
And I try not to pick memes that are not tasteful. I don't know. Maybe some of them aren't. I got a weird sense of humor though, so let's see. Alright, let's do the meme thing. Okay, so we'll start here. This guy is walking around downtown. I find that notable because this guy's like literally out in the public doing this. And that looks to be almost like a bomb protection suit. Or maybe a bee suit, I don't know. Okay, other than that one, let's see what we have next. And so we are ending the stream soon. We're just going through some of the lighter note news. This is probably one of the most creative I've seen. Okay, this is just damn funny, plain and simple. You know, I think if you know me, I'm not taking this situation lightly. But I am going to stop to appreciate and try to bring in some of this humor and let it help me to relieve some of the tension. But all right, let me play. That's creative. I give credit to the clerk for having the, you know, the sense of humor. Some of you may have seen this one. I think this is pretty humorous. I'm an animal lover. I'm a dog lover, and I find this very humorous. It's like, granted, I know we do it for their own benefit and all that, but I always feel bad for a dog when I see that cone around their neck. I just do, I'm like, oh, poor little man, got his balls chopped. Got this big white cone on his head, and so, yeah, I think that's a good one. All right, so moving on to the next few, let's see. I think this is interesting, yeah, and this is day 3 without sports. Found a lady sitting on my couch yesterday. Apparently she's my wife. She seems nice. I think that's funny for those sports junkies out there that just go hard at sports and don't pay attention to other things. And for all those sports fans out there, like, let me know. What do you think? Like, how are you handling this, not being able to watch sports? I mean, I like sports and all, but I'm not huge into it. I don't watch games on TV and things like that. It's John says they just activated in Puerto Rico that we can't go on the roads from 9 p.m. till 5 a.m. Yeah, that's part of, I assume that's part of, and thank you for tuning in and sharing. That's part of the ban, I'm assuming, or the curfew. If you break the law, we can get arrested. It's pretty crazy, right? I mean, I wonder if that is also in regard to, like, there's got to be some exceptions, I'm guessing, but yeah, that's pretty wild. But yeah, so anyway, moving on. I thought this was a funny meme. What else we got? This is pretty wacky. I've never seen this before. I think it's interesting. Let me zoom in on that. I shouldn't laugh at this, but I guess at some point you gotta laugh, right? Iran's getting banged up right now, too. Iran and Italy. Get the toilet paper. Oh my god, toilet paper. It's crazy. Crazy. Absolutely silliness. So I'm doing all this searching and finding all this stuff so you don't have to. Here's another one. I like this one. It's a little bit more serious, but I like it. Your parents and grandparents were called to war. You're being called to sit on the couch. You can handle this. I like that one. That's a good one. I like the Netflix in quarantine lately. That's a good one too. Netflix in quarantine. Actually, yeah, this is a better one. I like this one because it's got the Joker in it too. They're like, "Where's the toilet paper?" Okay, we're almost done here. We're almost done. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for feedback and such. I appreciate it. Okay, this is mind-blowing. This isn't even funny. Okay, if you're freaked out by toilet bowls, don't watch this. Turn it off. Go away. Shoot. All right. This is the kids nowadays, right? These I feel crazy old for saying this, but it is what it is. This is the youth. This is the youth, and for some of you, you'll understand what I mean by that. This is the youth nowadays. Okay, this is the kids that our generation raised too, though. So I guess we probably have to take some blame for this too.
Corona time.
Coronavirus challenge.
Hey, it's Corona time right now. Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
That's just, I don't know. I don't even, mic drop. I don't know what to say after that. Just bananas. Okay, this is another good one. I like this one a lot too. If anybody hasn't seen that movie, I believe it's like 1917 or something? This is a really good movie, by the way. Highly recommend checking it out. It was, especially if you like videography and photography, it was pretty awesome. It made it look like it was almost all in one take. It was amazing the lengths they went through to do that. I watched like a behind the scenes on it. It was pretty bananas. So while you're quarantining and chilling, I recommend checking out that movie. Okay, got a couple left. What is this? Oh, this is violent. So if you don't like violence, It's crazy. She actually blasts her. Sorry, my internet is probably slow. But that was pretty wacky. I'll let it replay. My man just pulls out a piece and blasts her. And then after he kills her, he sprays her. Ridiculously hilarious. I got a dark sense of humor for the most part, so sorry if that offends anyone. You now know what to expect. All right, and then we're going to end it off with this dude. I might have a couple things to say afterwards. Actually, yeah, I'd like to go through a couple of replies or viewer feedback, but I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Okay, the guy's dumping soapy water on the floor, right? And the reason why is because the Israeli Prime Minister said they can't go to the gym until further notice. So this is how he's getting his workout. The dude's smart. I mean, if he's literally going to do this, it's pretty damn smart. There's other things he can do, but this is probably just him being humorous. So anyway, that is going to wrap it up. Actually, let me check to see if there's anything else breaking before I end this live stream. So my mouth is getting dry. I need more adult beverages and water. Let's see. Yeah, follow David for information. Highly recommended. I've never really been a big Twitter person until I got in the crypto space. Oh yeah, speaking of crypto's doing really well right now. We'll take a look at that in a moment and see what it's doing. I've been DCAing, which is short for dollar cost averaging. Glad you like, Shelly. Glad you like. Yeah, there's some good ones out there. There's some crappy ones too. You know, the ones that just don't make me feel good and I would never share. Ones that are like genuinely mean-spirited. There are memes right now going around that are humorous, that are I think designed to lighten up the mood. And then there's some that are just dirty and grimy. You know, that I don't know. Okay, given the Puerto Rico governor's essential shutdown lockdown of the island, with a few exceptions, a lot of you have asked if the airport will be open. Yes, airports will remain open. Ports are closed. All cruise ships, cargo ships are allowed to enter. Yeah, so as far as shutting down the airport, that's a whole different level right there. I mean, that's a whole different level. Aside from, people wanting to come back home and all that, I want them to shut it all down. Shut it down. My opinion. We need to buy time. All hearings and judicial matters in the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico are suspended through March 30th. Okay, so other than that, yeah, I'll just I'll touch on some crypto real quick. Give me a second here. And the markets, because I am involved in the markets. Hey, thanks, Mug. Appreciate you tuning in, man. So yeah, in regard to the markets, and sorry about the darkness. That is really dark, huh? Yeah, I got some work to do in regard to this stream. Yeah. So I've been dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. I don't have the mind power to. What is going on? I don't have the mind power right now to trade. It's just too much. Okay, so I guess I can't. Or no, it's just loading. I can't do the trading thing right now. It's just, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But for the most part, I'm just dollar cost averaging through all of this. My long-term goals are spread out for 1 to 2 years in regard to when I plan on taking profits and so on and so forth. Yeah, my internet slowed down, way down, because I opened this. Actually, you know what I'll do instead of opening this is I'll just open this. Yeah, because I don't want to. That website is very draining. So yeah, I've been dollar cost averaging, grabbing little chunks here and there, until I feel uncomfortable doing so. I'll continue to do so. But let's take a look real quick. Okay, so the top gainers right now, I don't know what a Thunder token is. I don't take that stuff seriously. I don't even know what tags is either. But list, Sidecoin, Prism, Bitcoin Gold. A lot of that stuff doesn't matter to me too much because those are but let's go by market cap. Yeah, so dollar cost averaging, grabbing little chunks at a time, different coins. Right now, the coins that I've been grabbing are, I haven't been buying Bitcoin. I just don't. I haven't. It's just my choice. I think I have a little bit, and I'm okay with that. Right now, I'm buying Ethereum, Litecoin, Link, EOS, TRX, and what else? There's a couple more, not many more though. For the most part, those are the ones though. Grabbing little chunks here and there, and I'm happy with that for now. And yeah, I'm gonna continue to do so, like I said, until I'm uncomfortable with that. But we are seeing some gains right now. We're back up to 54, nothing really to brag about. We're still down. My guess and my hope is that it just goes sideways. I mean, I am a buyer right now. I am DCAing, so I wouldn't mind for it to go down some more so I can get in some good buys a little lower. But I don't expect it to go much lower. I think that massive dump that we've seen, was the big one. It could go down more. It's definitely possible. We'll see, though. But, okay. So I think that about does it for the stream. Thanks for tuning in. This was probably too long, but, let me know of your feedback on the length. Actually, you know what? Before I go, real quick, I'm going to do one thing. I wanted to share a little bit of viewer feedback because that is important to me. Sharing viewer feedback on, what people are saying, and then, having some response to them. So bear with me a moment. I'm going to get into my, I have two screens, by the way, so sometimes when I'm looking down, it's just because I'm looking at another screen. My big screen is right in front of me up top. The laptop is down below. So bear with me a moment. Crazy times though, huh? I mean, what do you guys think? Is this overboard? Is it ridiculous? Is it unnecessary? Is it all blown out of proportion? I like different opinions. I like opposing opinions. Throughout the whole time this has been going on, I've been, appreciative of opposing opinions because I think when we get opinions from different sides and different points of view, it's helpful. I think it's helpful. I think it's important, So let's see here. Bear with me a moment. Welcome, Samuel. Welcome, Samuel. Just kind of ending the stream for the most part. Yeah, just kind of ending the stream. I just wanted to share a little bit about some of the feedback to, some of the feedback and some of the videos, the recent videos that I've done. Stock futures drop recently. Okay, so some of the feedback here is where's the feed taken from? Can you find it on the internet? Yeah, so the feed as far as actually what I'll do now is I'll drop this for anybody who wants the for anybody who would like the actually I'll post it in Facebook because I know if I post it in Facebook it ends up in other places as well. Okay, so that is where you can find the live feed, the data, all right, how many deaths and so on and so forth. Okay, so moving on to some other feedback. Cool video, keep up the good work from Tyler Winter. Dude, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It does take a lot of time to do this. And yeah, I appreciate it. Funding Jim, my buddy Gare. Thank you for the update. Joey, be safe. Yes, I will definitely be safe. I'm pretty much good to go. I don't need to leave the house. I don't plan on leaving the house very much. Now, I might, because I live close to the beach, I might walk out and go onto the beach. I don't think I'm too worried about something like that. But I'm going to avoid all crowds at all costs right now. Corona Kevin said, dude, this video had me hooked. Good job. You deserve way more views. I appreciate that. Whatever views come my way, I appreciate it. And, the comments are also important as well. The comments let me know, should I keep doing this or not? The feedback, right? Should I continue to put 2-3 hours into gathering all this information to create this stream if nobody's interested, right? If you're interested in other things, or if you want to watch CNBC instead of this, So that's why the feedback is important and appreciated, so thank you. My buddy Rage Against the Machine, who's been watching this channel for a while, says, great video, bro. Great to see you. It's always great to see you too, Rage. You are the man. You've been a supporter for a long time of this channel, and even if I'm not posting crypto content, you still watch my videos, so I appreciate it and thank you. What's going on, Mr. Orlinsky? Thanks for tuning in. Viewing on from Phoenix, Arizona. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for sharing your, the comment. I hear from friends that are in Phoenix that Phoenix is being affected, quite a bit right now. I believe they're shutting down stores. Is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, please. Have they shut down restaurants and bars and that kind of thing? I know that there's running low on supplies in some areas. So moving on to some more feedback, viewer feedback. Jay Wilco says, Joey, keep up the good content. Info is what we all need. Sad, this is what's coming to us all here in the UK. We are allowed to catch the virus to make us more resistant. And so, let me see. I'll read a little bit more, and then I'll explain where he's coming from. I'll keep watching out for your posts to catch it. To the point where I catch it and kick the bucket. He says, there's a possible good news on the horizon. University of London have been successful in curing mice with an antidote and will start human trials in June or July. I can't personally verify that information, but I hope that's true, of course. But yeah, in regard to his mention about the virus, in regard to his point, Boris, I believe his name is. They're taking a different approach in UK. I don't know if it's the best approach. We're going to find out, but they're taking a whole different approach right now. And I would recommend looking into it yourself if you're interested in finding out what the UK is doing. But they got more of a carefree mentality about it all. And let's see what else. Julia B, thank you for tuning in. And Julia B says, awake and aware people are originally from the tri-state area. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut are the nicest people. I appreciate your efforts and will tune in to number 2. I appreciate that. Whether I listen to live or depending on the time difference. Thank you so much for a great video report. You got it, Julia. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really, really appreciate it. And my buddy Big Sky says, great video, Joey. It's informative. Thank you so much. And I think that it about does it for the recent viewer feedback. Thank you all for your kind statements. My buddy Chris says, seems like the only dire results are in the markets. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly, what where it starts, and yeah, I mean, hopefully it stays nice and comfortable for everybody there, especially people in the retail industry and any industry where you have to get customers. I totally understand the frustrations. Hopefully this thing just gets better. Arizona is a pretty toasty place, so I'm guessing above all Arizona will wipe it out pretty quickly, and that's assuming that the information is correct about the virus dying off within 2 to 3 days on surfaces in hotter climates. But that was long. I feel long-winded. I'm ready to turn the air conditioner back on because I can't turn it on while I'm doing this because then it's too loud. So I'm ready to end the stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it. The stream will get better as it goes on. As far as the time, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make them shorter. I simply don't know. It's tough. I have a lot to say. I'm a talkative person. And as long as people are enjoying the stream and conversating along with me, then I feel like I shouldn't be ending the stream until I at least said everything I want to say. But that is about it. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe out there. It's not the end of the world. If you still can, grab some stuff from the store just in case. Can't hurt to have it. And be careful around your aunts and uncles and grandmothers and grandfathers and mothers and fathers, or anybody with conditions, special conditions, because us younger people, we can pass it on to them a lot easier. So, all right, everybody, take care. Thank you so much for tuning in. This stream was a pain in the butt to get going and get done, but it's done, and I'm happy I did it. James, thanks for tuning in. I'm just about to end this stream, so feel free to rewind. The stream should be available to watch. Towards the beginning is mostly news, and then it merges into more opinionated such. What's up? I missed it. Yeah, you could scroll back. It'll be available. Again, for anybody watching, the format is try to get the news out, the most updated news out at the very beginning, and then merge into, different, what up, Mrs. Rivera Farrar? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. Farrar? That's a Greek name, so I'm pronouncing it in Spanish, which doesn't make sense, but thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so anybody just tuning in, you can maybe scroll to the back and watch. Most of the news, like I said, is at the very beginning. I try my best to get the news out first, right, and then move on to opinions and so on and so forth. Today, I covered a bunch of memes and also viewer feedback. So that is the end of the stream. I'm winded. My mouth is dry. I need food in my life. I need some air conditioning. Thank you for tuning in. As always, it's a pleasure to bring you any information and streams and videos. I'm out. Peace.